so excited that this is my first BookTube official video here. As you can see, I have a sweet little baby that I just fed, so now he is zonked out. And I wanted to come on here and introduce myself and kind of just get the first video jitters out of the way, because BookTube is something that I've been wanting to do. I've shared some of my Instagram reels as shorts on here, and other than that, I haven't really done much. So here we go. First off, most of you probably know me from my Instagram. My handle is Booklist for Days. I started my book account in September 2023 after having a personal account that I just followed all the book people. I followed all the book reels. I was obsessed with it. I was laughing at things daily. I was finding books to put on my TBR. And I said, you know what, why am I not doing this? I don't really use my social media anymore. And I did, and I was very lucky and blessed that my page just kind of took off. I'll get into more social media stuff in a later video, but I don't want to clog up this one. I am married and I have 2 kids as of last week. Our one son, Mark, is 8.5, and this is little baby Dale. He's 5 days old. And my husband is Dustin. He's not a big social media guy. He'd rather tell me about videos he watches on YouTube versus being in anything. So you probably won't see him in much on my page, but I talk to him about my page all the time, and I act like he's really, really interested, even though I know me blabbing on about books is not his favorite thing, but he is a golden retriever and he listens anyways, and he shows interest. So that's my family. We live in Oklahoma. My husband and I were both born and raised in Florida. I moved to Washington State, California, back to Florida. He and I moved to Texas, Dallas, Texas, when we were dating, got married in 2014, and then we just moved to Oklahoma because my parents live up here a year and a half ago, so 2023. So personal deets out of the way. Let's get into the book stuff. I first wanted to share my January 2025 book wrap-ups. There's a couple books that I'm still reading and then a bunch that I finished. Most of these books I read on Kindle Unlimited, and you can see the details of each book up here in the corner. And I have my laptop here with some notes because I would not remember all of this. So in 2023, the year that I started my book account, I've read 155 books. I will say this, I'm a teacher, so I do have summers off, which allows me a lot of time to read. Last summer alone, I read 91 books. So I finished the year off reading 231 books, which is way more than I anticipated. And then this year, I've really tapered my goal down to 100, knowing that, hello, I welcomed a new baby into this world. And already I have not read as much, just finishing my last month of pregnancy in January and then having the baby now. So that's my goal. In the month of January, I read 10 books, okay? Let's go through them. So I started off with the first 2 books of the Vicious Lost Boys. And you know what? I have that book. I have the first one. I tried to get all the physical books that I read over here so I could hold them up, but I forgot. And now that I have this baby in my hand, I'm not going back there to get it. But I have the first book, and my husband actually picked it out because he's like, it's a short book. Get your first book out of the way. Kind of like get your first YouTube video out of the way. I personally am not a big wide shoes fan. I just don't usually go for that trope, so I'm not usually seeking it out. And someone gave me that book, so I had no idea what it was about. And I loved it. So it's like a Peter Pan retelling, and it is wide shoes. I mean, why choose between Peter Pan and the Lost Boys when you can have them all? Am I right? Short and sweet and to the point. Let me see who the author is because I forget. Nikki Crowe. I have started the 3rd one, but I'm lingering on it. So it's still in my currently reading. But I definitely recommend them, especially if you're into the wide shoes trope and you like Disney retellings. Those books are right up your alley. But they're dark, so please make note of that. So those were books 1 and 2. Book 3 is Honkers Under the Holly by Amy Award. And I am usually a huge fan of her, Cocky Kingman series. And this is part of that. I didn't like this one. I didn't like the storyline. I pushed through because it's a shorter read, but I just was not a huge fan of it. But with that being said, I love the Cocky Kingman series. And this one, Honkers Under the Holly, let me look at the book details real quick. I want to say it's a short. It's book 4.5 of it, and it's only 142 pages. So it's definitely a novella, and that's kind of why I pushed through it. But I gave it 3 stars. And just so you know, most books I read are 4 stars. Like, it starts at 4 stars. I'm an easy reviewer. If I immediately want to reread it and I loved it and I'm gushing about it, it goes up to 5 stars. If there's something I didn't like about it, it goes down to 3. And then depending on why I DNF a book, it might be a 2 or a 1. So this was just way too campy for me. But like, when one of the main characters is a goose, I think you're only going to get into campy territory. And it just wasn't for me. But read her Cocky Kingman series, not the half ones. Ugh, love them. Okay, so that was book 3. Book 4 is called Filthy Beautiful by Jaine Diamond. It's a second book in the series, and I have this really bad habit of being a mood reader, and sometimes I don't look and see if it's in a series. Thankfully, a lot of the series that I tend to read are standalones that are interconnected, so it doesn't really matter if you read it out of order, which was what I did. I did not read the first one. I also love age gap. Love age gap. But this one, the female main character was 18, and she was like in love with her older brother's best friend, which love that trope too. That is my constant search on Goodreads and Google is brother's best friend. And I usually don't go for the age gap of in their teens because I'm 37. I'm not looking for 18 and 30 something because that's just the ick to me. And I almost DNF'd this book so many times, but I just kept trudging along. And I thought so often, this girl is so immature. But you know what? She's 18. Of course she's immature. So again, I pushed through. It was just 3 stars. I don't need to read it. The next one, and you might actually be able to see up there. No, you can't. Maybe right there. I have the Hello series by Kelsey Haas. I am loving this series. I have not shared about it yet because I wanted to read through them all and then do one big video for all of the books. But my 5th book was Hello Quarterback by Kelsey Haas. And it's an age gap, and he's younger by, I don't know, I think it's only 6 or 7 years. So it's not a huge age gap, but I loved it because the woman is a plus size, badass woman who's a CEO. Like, sign me up. I love that. And he's a professional football player. And for reasons you'll learn in the book, they both agreed to a fake relationship. And we all know how fake relationships typically work out. They develop real feelings. So loved that book. So far, all the Hello books that I've read by Kelsey Haas, they're just great. I love them so much. They give me all the feels and the vibes are just hitting. Okay, so that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Book number 6, Never Bargain with the Boss by Lauren Landish. I've kind of hopped around this series on accident. Like I said, I tend to just search for a book and find it and read it, and sometimes don't look at my Goodreads to see if I've read a book in the series already, and this was one of those. This book delivered. Age gap, okay? Grumpy Sunshine. She's a nanny. He's a single rich dad. Opposites attract big time. And this is a slow burn, okay? And I don't always read slow burns, but I love them when I do. Hi, buddy. And this one started hitting at around 61% in the book. I read it on my Kindle. I loved it. And then both characters have some like past trauma, past issues, past things that just are told so well in the book. And then by the end, I was sobbing. You'll find out why if you read it. But then I was so happy because I'm also a huge sucker for Happily Ever After. Book number 7 is All Too Well by Corinne Michaels. It's a small town romance, and guess what? Brother's best friend. It's a friends to lovers type scenario. She kisses her brother's best friend. I think when she's like 18 or 20, she's young. And then he just proceeds to ignore her. She leaves town. She starts to build a name for herself, or is trying to build a name for herself as a journalist. And then she gets an opportunity to write about, oh, this guy from her small town who was a former professional athlete, but then left it all, and why, and where's the story? Well, she finds the story. You got to read it. It was so good. And then this is a reread, The Wall of Winnipeg and Me by Mariana Zapata. I read this one last year. And I think after finishing All Too Well by Corinne Michaels, I was like, you know what? I need another slow burn. I just need to feel that slow burn. And I remembered this one was one of my favorite slow burns from last year. I can't remember where at in the book. I meant to mark it before doing this video just to see what page number the burn stops being slow and hits. But he's a professional football player. You see a little theme here in some of the books that I'm reading. And she's his assistant, and she's a really good assistant, but she's been wanting to quit for reasons you'll find out in the book. And then she finally does. And then weeks later, he comes and begs her to be in a, fake relationship. Do you see another theme with the tropes that I love? And it's just, the burn is so slow. And it's just like the last one, fake relationship turned real. I can't get over that trope. I like what I like. Happily Ever After. Yes. Okay, next up, Wicked Son by Aubrey Hawk. Let me just tell you, I love her books. Is it Colt? Is one of my favorites of hers. So this book was just released the end of January. And, okay, how do I explain this one? I didn't write any notes on this one. This woman finds her husband in the BDSM lifestyle as the submissive in her home. Like, first off, dude, what the heck are you doing, right? When their daughter is home too. Like, it's just a hot mess. Well, she gets curious. So first off, she hires the best lawyer because all of a sudden she's like, who is this man that I'm married to? And then she starts researching the BDSM lifestyle because she's like, what did I miss? What are the signs? This and that. Well, I'm trying to think of what I can tell you without giving spoilers. So let me look at the little blurb. Well, let's just say she gets a coach to help her learn about the lifestyle. But there's 3 rules: no touching, no sleeping together, and no asking to be dominant and submissive together. But some rules are meant to be broken. And you guys, I don't read books on BDSM that often. It's just, I was talking with my husband. I told him all about this book when we were driving to the hospital last week to have Dale. And I told him, I said, it's just not like, it's not something that I'm interested in, dominant or submissive, but I get really curious sometimes when reading these books, when I just, like, I love this author. I didn't even know what the book was about, but I read it because I love Aubrey. And I'm explaining it to him, and he's kind of on the same page as me, like, not really into that stuff. Hello, we mesh well together. We like a lot of the same things and have tried some things from reading all these spicy books. This book was awesome. I feel like it really went into the BDSM lifestyle, especially coming from someone who found her husband cheating on her, and he's really into this lifestyle, and so she wants to research it and get to know it. And then what do you know? She likes it. Read it, Kindle Unlimited. You got to read it, okay? And then I think I have 2 more books. No, 1 more. Silent Vows. So this was a complete quick Google search, or search on Goodreads for, I felt like a mafia romance, okay? And this is book 1 in the Byrne Brothers series by Jill Ramsauer. And I liked it. So it was like, I watched a video, I started following her on Instagram, and I watched a video of her explaining her mafia romance. She didn't, how did she say it? She didn't say it was mafia adjacent, but it was like mafia where the two main characters, gosh, I wish I could remember. If I remember, I'll come in and edit it. But the way she explained it was like, okay, this is my kind of mafia. Well, let me read this blurb for this book because gosh, it was so good. I couldn't put it down. And I actually just started the second book in February. I wanted out of the mafia and unexpectedly got my wish, only it's worse than I could have imagined. I've been promised to the Irish an arranged marriage in the name of alliance. In 2 short weeks, Connor Reed will become my husband. I have no choice. My father will kill me if I refuse. The ruthless Irishman threatens my composure and intoxicates my senses. He represents everything I hate in this world, yet summons my darkest cravings. I can't escape him. The worst part is I'm not sure I want to, because my life is in danger and Connor may be the only man who can save me. A dark romance with adult themes. Silent Vows may not be suitable for sensitive audiences, but if you like your men possessive and a steamy read with a guaranteed happily ever after, this enemies to lovers arranged marriage romance will satisfy your every craving. And you guys, it did. I loved this book so much. And I think there's 4 books in the series. I'm on Secret Sin, and then there's Corrupted Union, Ruthless Salvation, Vicious Seduction, and Craving Chaos. And this is one of those types of books where it's like each book is technically a standalone, but it all has interconnected characters. And I just love books like that. I just think they're really great. And I think I might have to pause to change the diaper. So those are the books that I read. Now, there's a couple books that I didn't finish. One of my favorite authors, her name, first off, she's got such a cool name, is Settlemyre. And I helped Beta read this one, and it's called A Vow for the Vamp. Plus size female main character. She's the vampire. He is not a vampire. And it's one of the first books that I started annotating just for fun annotating. Like just parts I love, scenes I love, things I love about these characters. So I'm kind of taking my time going through this, but also I love it because 1, it's signed, thanks lady, and 2, if I go to the acknowledgements in the back, bum, ba, da, da, dun, 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 dun. Thank you, thank my beta readers. Bottom there, Kara Robinson. When Mark saw that, he freaked out. So love it. And it's one of those books that has the really soft, like, cover. Love that. So I'm currently reading this one still. This is like a comfort read because I've read it before. So it's just beside my bed when I have a few minutes, I'm reading it. Next up is my baby, Fourth Wing. This is my annotating child, okay? I really did not want to read Onyx Storm until I finished a reread of Fourth Wing and Iron Flame. And then, you know, Onyx Storm came out on January 21st. I was having my baby on February 5th. The last few weeks of my pregnancy kicked my butt, literally. So I said, you know what? I'm not going to rush it. I'm not going to give into peer pressure of everyone giving Onyx Storm spoilers, which thank you to those people who share videos that put big blurbs, Onyx Storm spoilers, because I just quickly like mute it and scroll or mute it and save it because I want to watch some of these spoilers later. So I'm currently reading this. I want to say I'm about 80% done, but the thing is that I'm taking my time with is I'm tabbing again because I have a second set of tabs that I'm doing for my reread. And I just think it's going to help me read Onyx Storm and Iron Flame again. So I'm not rushing myself there. Those are the books that I read in January and some books that have carried over into February. Unboxing video coming at ya. So first off, thank you so much for bearing with me as I film this in my bedroom. I had a C-section 5 days ago, so I'm full on recovering from that. and am doing this here. So for starters, I did open this, but I didn't go through the contents so closely once I realized what it was, but I did open something up inside. So I was a part of a Valentine's Book Exchange on my Instagram page, and I'll have to find the girl's handle that had me. Her name was Samantha, and she bought me Twizzlers that, yes, I did already open up and start eating because yum, they're delicious. And the book that she got me off of my list is called The Crimson Witch by Ashley Olivier. Olivier, I think is how you say her last name. This has been on my TBR, and I'm so excited to read it. So she got me Twizzlers, this, and I'm so excited for this, a book and vase for flowers. How awesome is this? Like, I'm just so stoked. The Mystery of Growth, a book about flowers. It's a vase. So I'll have to find a place for that on my bookshelf when I finally redo my entire bookshelf. So package number 1, total success. Package number 2, I got from my P.O. box today, actually. And it was a very, very successful mail day. Let's see who it's from. Ooh, like the box. Cherry Auction. I love a good book box. Love it already. You've signed your life away to me, beautiful. Cherry Auction. Okay, are you ready for the tropes? Hate to love, it's always been you, second chance, forced proximity, yes please. Oh, BDSM, I just talked about that. And amnesia, are you kidding me? So excited for this. Let's see what other goodies I got. Ooh, I'm always down for a coaster. Stickers. Ooh, a charm. Cute. Ooh, a nice pen. Ah, a wax seal. I was just talking to my mom about the fact that I love creating these, and I was thinking maybe I can sell them to like authors to do this type of thing with. Ooh. More stickers. You guys know I love my contents. Let's see. Oh, and I love the black wrapping of this. Are you kidding me? Warning, contains NSFW illustrations. I like the wrapping. If you've been on my Instagram before, you know that I've wrapped some books for like some blind date with the books. This is wrapped really good. When it's hardback. Let's see. Oh, end sprayed edges. Stasia Black, you're killing me, girl. This is gorgeous. I'm the monster in this story. You're meant to hover there, love, right? At the edge of the volcano. Don't head back down to safety and don't pitch over. His teeth bite down at the lobe of my ear. Not until I give you permission. Dark and seductive, a new classic, one-handed read. Love. Oh my gosh, you guys. Take the, what is it called? Desk jacket off. Stunning. Look at this. I am literally in love with this book. So it's called Cherry Auction, and it's the Carnal Game Series, book 1. Wow. Woo! Just saw some NSFW artwork. Yes. I am stoked about this. Cannot wait to dig into that one. Ooh, listen to this. A woman with amnesia meets the man who swore he'd kill her if he ever saw her again. Are you kidding me? Ah! Love it. Wow. Love it. This was a great package. Okay, this next one. I also love a good simple box where it's just the book box. This was also sent to my P.O. box by Sourcebooks Fire. And I'm assuming the book is titled His Face is the Sun, Throne of Katara, book 1. Ooh, I am loving this already. Look at this. The inside says, 4 strangers united by the prophecy of a forgotten oracle. Only together can they defeat the kingdom's ancient enemy. Oh, and these are the 4? No way. I love good artwork like this. Okay. Man, this book is gorgeous. Are you kidding me? So this is an advanced reader copy, and it goes on sale on May 6th, 2025. So you better believe I'm going to read this before then. Wow. I love it. I love it so much. And it's by Michelle, hopefully I'm going to pronounce this right, Jabès Corpora. I'll tag her on my Instagram. And this book sounds amazing. Princess, Priestess, Rebel, Thief. Those are our 4 MCs. Tensions run as hot as the Khamsin winds in the great kingdom of Katara. Rumors of the pharaoh's mysterious illness abound, and with them, murmurs of rebellion grow. Meanwhile, in the quiet desert, a forgotten oracle begins to unfold, setting a dark prophecy into action and drawing together 4 strangers. And then it goes on to explain those 4 strangers. This has, what's the movie, The Mummy sounding vibes with pharaohs and such. So I'm definitely excited to get into this before it goes on sale in May. So stay tuned because, wow, this book looks awesome. Okay, we got another Source Books Fire book. Let's see what we got. This is the big sticker on the outside. Save the date, June 3rd, 2025. You're invited to the next K.L. Walther rom-com. You know me, I love a good romance book. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anything. Chapstick, baby. I love when they send you like practical items. Oh no, it's not chapstick. Ooh, I just said practical items and it's a stamp. Still, Mark is gonna love this. Cute, cute, cute. Okay, so it goes on sale. Another advanced reader copy. It goes on sale June 3rd. A First Time for Everything. Okay, by K.L. Walther. There she is. Madeline has always been extremely close to her family, so she is shocked when her older brother gets engaged without including them, or even giving a heads up. Mads has never been the biggest fan of his fiancée, Katie, so in order to remain one happy family, she is determined to bond with Katie before the big day, which includes reluctantly agreeing to be in the wedding party. During a late-night bridesmaids-only game of truth or dare, Mads is cornered into revealing she has never been kissed or even been on a date, which spurs the other girls to unite on a quest to find Mads the perfect +1 for the wedding. Next thing she knows, she's navigating a series of disastrous dates that include some major misunderstandings and mishaps. All of a sudden, Mads finds her heart tugged in different directions, from Connor, the boy next door who knows her best, to Marco, the former classmate who pushes all her buttons, and to some of the new suitors who surprisingly aren't all bad. As the wedding draws nearer, Mads has to figure out who she wants most as a forever dance party, while also making sure her brother isn't making the biggest mistake of his life. So this is a young adult fiction, ages 14 and up. So I'll read it. Ooh. K.L. Walther bingo, a bingo card. Okay, this is cute. Some items on the bingo card: Taylor Swift lyric, rom-com mention, friends to lovers, the confession, vacation vibes, fairy tale wedding, college dreams, hometown pride, iconic sibling moments, etc. Oh, I like that. That's fun and kitschy. Can't wait to dig into this book. This seems like a nice, fun, easy palate cleanser read. So A First Time for Everything. Another book that I'm going to dig into before it comes out this summer. Okay, so these last 2 boxes I bought for myself. One of them being a book of the month. And I'll be honest, I've had it for 2 months now, and I'm not really that impressed with it. And I think it's just their selection of books. I did the $17 a month one, and I get 1 book a month, and then I think a credit. Like, I don't really know how it works. I just know that when I've gone on, I've skipped a couple months because I wasn't super impressed with the books that they had. Nothing really like jumped out at me to get. So I think I'm actually going to cancel it. So these are the 2 books that I got. I got Sophie Cousens' Is She Really Going Out With Him? Just looked like a cute read. And one thing I do like about Book of the Month is they're their books, like book of the month, as in they brand them to being on book of the month, which I don't know how authors feel about that, but I think that's kind of cool. So this one sounded really cute. And if you don't catch a vibe, I like romance, rom-coms, contemporary romance, and fantasy. Those are like my main genres. Anything outside of that, I usually like dabble in because I don't really know how to navigate them. So if you ever have any suggestions that are outside of my two normal big genres that I read, drop them in the comments. Okay, columnist Anna Appleby has left her love life behind after a painful divorce. Who needs a man when she has 2 kids, a cat, and uncontested control of the TV remote? Besides, she'd rather be single than subject herself to the hell of online dating. But her office rival is vying for her column, and no column means no stable source of income. In a desperate attempt to keep her job, Anna finds herself pitching a unique angle. 7 dates, all found online, chosen by her children. From awkward encounters to unexpected connections, Anna gamely begins to put herself out there, asking out waiters, the mailman, and even her celebrity crush. But when a romantic connection appears where she least expects it, will she be brave enough to take another chance on love? I think I felt interested in this. Obviously, I'm not divorced. I'm very happily married. But I like that she's like lived her life, and it's not this 18, 19, 20-year-old female main character who hasn't experienced anything. So I'm excited to read this. But also, side note, I'm so glad that I never experienced online dating. My husband and I met at a hookah bar. He was with his friends. I was with mine. It was a very awesome meet cute. I'll tell the story some other time, but we never experienced online dating, thank goodness. And then the second book that I used my credit for is First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. And I think I've read a B.K. Borison book before, but I can't remember. On air, a hopeless romantic meets a demoralized radio host in this cozy, sleepless in Seattle-inspired love story. You already had me at that. Like, sleepless in Seattle-inspired love story? Yes, please. And again, it's all branded book of the month, and on the front, hard copy, book of the month, BOTM. So, I mean, I think that's kind of cool. But again, I think I'm going to cancel it. I'm not impressed with their selection. I am glad of the last 2 books that I got here. Okay, Reveal Book Box. This is one that I bought for myself. They had a 50% off code. It's no longer live on their website, but they do have a 25% off your first box. I think I did the 4 book. They had 1, 2, 4, and 6. And from my understanding, it's all romance, which, if you can't tell by now, romance is my favorite genre. So let's see. I'm going to kind of re-angle my camera because I think you guys are going to die when you see this gorgeous box. Full disclosure, I did open it a second ago. I have not gone through the contents, and then my phone died. So, packed with love, Reveal Book Box. Love, love, love that. Welcome to the club. Yes. Join us in the Romance Reveal Book Box Party Spot group on Facebook. Okay, cool. Love this. If you post this and tag them in an unboxing, you're entered into a giveaway. And look at all these goodies. Oh my gosh. Okay, a Love Books luggage tag. Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? My husband's gonna die. I'll bake love to you. An oven mitt that is so cute. And then let's see. Another coop. Ooh, someone puts this in there. Okay, so like some vendor stuff. A little candle, some hand soap. And then let's check out our books. So first one up is called The Playing Game by Ansley Booth. Love the cover. Sports romance. Oh yeah, and I forgot, they're all signed books. Ba-boom. 2 years ago, I had the hottest night of my life with a woman who didn't want to tell me her name, and in a tequila-fueled fever dream, I agreed. She was funny, sexy, and after I got past her brittle shell, secretly very sweet. I mean, yes, duh, yes. And I believe this pen goes with this. Cute, love, love, love. And then we have a book by Anna Rhodes called Never Finished. This is Pinecrest Mountain, book 1. She's an heiress bound by obligation, determined to protect her mother's legacy. He's a bartender from the wrong side of the tracks who's always loved her. Again, so cute. Love that. Let me just set these back in here. And then we have the Journey of Love series by Kelly Elliott. A couple bookmarks and stickers. Oh, a Q&A on the book box. Love that. Wait, so where's this one? Kelly Elliott. Maybe it's on the bottom. This one is called Reckless Promises by, there isn't a Kelly Elliott. Oh, maybe this is in a future box. Okay, I don't want to confuse you guys. Reckless Promises. Ooh, a dark mafia romance. Are you kidding me? Yes, sign me up. This one's by Eva Simmons. Odette sold. One word seals my fate. I'm sold to the highest bidder to settle my father's debts, and now I'm at the mercy of a mafia prince. I don't even need to read anymore. I'm sold on this book. Yes, just like she's sold, I'm sold. Signed, and this book sounds amazing. And then last but not least, we have a book by Michelle Mankin called The Right Man. Rush McMahon. You know, my husband and I just argued over how to say this. This is how it's spelled. I say McMahon, and I think he says McMahon, because there's like some famous football guy, McMahon. I don't really know. So I'm going to say McMahon and let the author correct me. Rush McMahon is one of the biggest rock stars on the planet. Handsome, talented, and famous. He has his choice of pretty women. After finishing another successful tour, he should be on top of the world. He pretends to be, but he's not. How can he be anything but miserable when his brother just married the woman he once loved? Okay. Already, I want to finish this one. So this box, and then a nice old lollipop. This box I'm already in love with. I mean, 4 signed books, that's awesome. 4 authors I've never heard of. I am always down to try books from different genres, if given, you know, a good recommendation, but then also by indie authors that are just getting started. I love on my page, just connecting on my Instagram page, connecting with authors. And so the fact that I found 4 new authors in this, and those books all sound really good, I'm all down for. So this was an unboxing of all of my books that I received in the mail, and now I gotta decide which order I'm gonna read them in, and when, because I anticipate I'm probably gonna be doing a lot more listening to books and or reading on my Kindle late at night during nighttime feeds. If you are a mom and have had a newborn, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I think last night my husband and I were up every 45 minutes to an hour, and we had 1 2-hour stretch. So we're waking up tired. I don't really know when I'm going to read a physical book, but I'm certainly going to try, because I'm off for the next 6 months with my newborn baby, and I'm excited to catch up on some reading, but also take my time and really pick and choose what I read. So I hope in this being my first BookTube YouTube video, I hope you've enjoyed it, number 1. Number 2, I hope you join me over on Instagram if you haven't already. That's where I share a lot of stuff, but I'm trying to get into this book space here on YouTube, so I'm happy if you hit that subscribe button. And if you go over to my Instagram, I'm hosting a 50,000 follower giveaway, and one of the ways to get extra entries is by subscribing to my YouTube channel. So go ahead and click that subscribe button, and then drop a comment with what your favorite book is. A book that you will recommend no matter what. If someone says, I need 1 book recommendation from you, what is it? I want to know. Bye.